this New York skyscraper, man, was on high alert for collapse. The damn beams, they was, I think it was a skyscraper that they started to add extra floors to. So obviously they set beams on top of the skyscraper where, at its highest, at its highest level. And the damn beams that they set up, man, bent in, man. Oh my gosh. It was on the verge of straight collapse. I think they had to get in there and put some emergency beams in there to secure it. But damn, just imagine if that damn thing would have fell off of there, if them extra floors would have collapsed and it would, man, the type of destruction that it probably would have, man, it probably could have knocked another build or highly damaged and whatever's on the bottom. But I think they had, how they cord off, the streets and shit. They blocked off the streets so people couldn't, come through that area. But, I mean, they saying today, America, man, as far as, and supposedly got an advanced technology, but they cheat, in the shit that they making today, man. Skyscrapers included. They want to cut the dollar, they want to cut a corner, and then you got China over there kicking their ass. We're gonna talk about that today. Yeah, China, as far as construction, is kicking the United States ass. And that just got to be said. And they over there creating high quality buildings and structures and every damn thing. And the United States want to cut a corner every fucking time. And so, yeah, hey, black power. So, yeah, so they goddamn get up there and put this fake ass building together. And I'm hearing, man, they got one skyscraper, and this motherfucker, like, man, listen, the motherfucker unstable. They got a couple of skyscrapers that they talking about is unstable, man. I don't even think nobody's staying in that damn building, neither. I think it's empty. They got a skyscraper that I believe is empty. I'm thinking to myself, man, the United States is falling, man. It is falling, and to the degree, because again, it used to be about quality. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They saying the motherfucker blown. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it's still up there. They might as well go on but it done took billions of dollars, not billions, but millions. I don't know what it took to put the damn building up there, but there's nobody in the building. But it's been constructed, and supposedly it's one of the highest buildings in New York, but the motherfucker empty. They not building with no quality. And I'm watching, and I've been watching on YouTube, man, and I'm gonna talk about videos over there in China. Man, China is kicking the United States ass. And really, it's not close. It's not close. That's shameful for, a nation that was, at the top to fall behind, to such a degree. It's one thing, okay, and China ain't just no average country. It's a country with a legacy of over, maybe 4,000-5,000 years. You know what I'm saying? And they've been at the top before. China was at the top at one time during, the medieval ages. China was the number one country in the world during that time. And so it's not just as if they have never been the leading nation. They have been the leading nation, at various times throughout history. But for, China to jump that far ahead of the United States when China was over there in a basically 80 to 90% of all its citizens was living in rural areas. They have redistrict, and the citizens, brought them into the new cities. You got Shenzhen, which is, listen, they built this damn city within the matter of, man, they built this city within a matter of 10 to 20 years. I don't even know if it was 20. I think they built this city in a decade. They say this was the fastest constructed city in human history. And they got more skyscrapers in that city than New York City has. So they done built most skyscrapers in 10 years than New York built in 100 years. Yeah, you in the 50th, yeah. Well, it's still an amazing city. It's still an amazing city for most people who've never been there. But, so if you see what New York looked like, Shenzhen got more skyscrapers than New York, and they did it within a 10-year period, and they using a better quality. You know what? But I'm not going to say that China across the board, because they be making some knockoff shit too. They be making some knockoff shit too. They got some of that goddamn technology over there. The airplanes and shit. That shit ain't what it is. So I will, but it still don't make no motherfucking difference when it comes to the presentation. Cities, man. China got, man. Listen here, what I'm telling you. China got about 15 New Yorks. China got about 15 to 20 New York cities. I'm talking about cities that's damn near 20 million people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. China got some big ass cities over there with some, extraordinary downtowns and shit. They right around that, they far bigger than LA and Chicago. If they up under New York, they ain't up under it by much. But you got some over New York, as far as population, but man, you could go on there and see the damn columns had bent. You know what I'm saying? So them damn architects and them damn construction companies in New York is doing some shoddy ass work. They doing some shoddy ass. Them damn buildings over there so cheap looking. Back when New York first, started buildings, they was building monumental buildings and shit. They had all type of stone and, different intricate, carvings and, and all of that. Now they putting up just steel and glass. Ain't really nothing special about the damn building. All the other countries, they putting intricateness into their structures, where the United States just want to build steel and glass. That's all the fuck they doing, steel and glass. And so come on. Yeah, it is just cutting corners like a motherfucker, but they at what expense? You gonna fuck around, man, and something gonna collapse over there. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all so fucking cheap. But that's on the the city. That's on the government, the state government over there. They ain't gonna be satisfied until something catastrophic happen and shit. And then here it is, you got another collapsed building. This won't be 9/11. This will be some shit from some shoddy ass goddamn construction company that then put this cheap ass building up, and at the expense of lives and shit, man. They need to get, but that's not we say this because we're a monumental people. We have put up great monuments down through the ages. You know what I'm saying? So we know what monumental mean. We don't just put no shit up. We put up monumental construction. And so You know, these people just want to put up a goddamn building and then charge a motherfucker, you know, you know, 100, 300 million to stay in the motherfucker, and for some close to $1 billion. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, for some of them goddamn the newest ones, man, it cost 500 million to stay in that motherfucker. You know, this for billionaires. This ain't even for millionaires, cause motherfucker millionaires couldn't even afford to stay in some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be straight up, and that's why a lot of that shit is empty. A lot of that shit is empty in New York, man. A lot of them floors, a lot of them buildings is empty. Don't nobody, it's not monumental. And what the fuck? You know, what the fuck? If you're gonna cash out like that, man, you supposed to get some extraordinary shit, not no glass and beam. You know, all you got is beams and glass. Ain't nothing monumental about that shit. But anyway, man, keep your eye on shoddy construction in New York, man. Cause hey, if they keep going the way they going, it's gonna be something catastrophic. It just almost happened. They luckily that they caught that shit in time, because the beams had totally bent. They was bent. You understand what I'm saying? So that whole top, they putting extra floors on this building, and it looked like it could have been at least, I don't know if it was about 8 or 9 floors. You live around the corner, okay? Yeah, it looked like it was about 9 extra floors built on top of the existing structure. So imagine all them damn floors with during the time where, people would have been, man, that would have been catastrophic, man. That would have been catastrophic for real. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all, man. Click that link down in the video description. Get it, Patreon, Black Power to my family out there. Get over to General SETI One Stop Etsy link down there. Get you some classic material from the General. I'll see you real soon. Black Power.